say? Well, I didn't hear the whole story. What did he say? He said that he walked in it, or he.
Yeah, he physically worked in it. He was like 17-year-old Mexican boy that joined the military, and they sent him to Texas for basic knowledge. Got out of basic, and they put 3 guys off the base onto an airplane and took him to Roswell. He knows he went to Roswell, but he didn't know those guys at all.
Yeah.
So they put him in a van, and they went out in the just way the hell out someplace. He had no idea where.
Yeah.
And whenever he got there, there was an arroyo there, and they'd already put a stairwell into it. So they parked, they went down the stairwell and in through the doors into that craft. And he said it was rounded like this here, and about 30 feet back there's a wall. And over here on the side of it, he was able to, he was told to take what they were taking apart back there, and he would pick up what he called studs and carry them out and up the steps and put them in the truck. And then he'd go back, and there might be a box, but he said it's very light. And they just did that and did it. And
disassembled it, basically.
Yeah, they were disassembling in the back there, because the sucker is 100 feet in diameter.
My God.
And why we are reasonably sure of that now, because he kept saying it was big. But then whenever we were fixing to leave, I asked him, well, kind of how big is it, from here to the curb? And he said, no, it's farther than that. So I went over there, and it was over into across the street. And that's about it.
It's 100 feet.
And then I walked back 100 feet. And then his daughter said, let me try that. So she went over there and really close to where I stopped. He said, whoa, 100 feet. Wow. And the deal is, in Aztec in March of 1948, there's a 100-foot one crashed there. Absolutely, totally intact.
Wow.
And
now, was this one the one totally intact, or was this the one?
He said it wasn't damaged much, but it had to have had a lot of damage in the bottom. Whenever it came in and scooted along the desert, and then it lifted back up and went over some distance. I don't know how far, and that's where it stopped. But he said basically there's no damage to what he could see. And he kept talking about how pretty it was. Yeah. It's rounded and all, but it was really, really nice. Yeah. But there's nothing in it. They had already taken whatever the hell was there.
Wow.
But some little counters were still there. But he kept talking about the pretty windows. Wow. And how nice it looked, and felt good.
My God.
And
that's incredible.
That's
to get
phenomenal.
that. I think he might be dead by now, huh?
He said he had hospice. He said he had, and that's all I know there. But the deal is, these other researchers got them all mixed up. Whenever you listen to it, none of them says where that cab is. They're always talking about the Corona debris field, but not the cab.
Yeah.
But they've got the cab going over there north of Roswell, which is a hot Corso site.
Yeah.
But that little sucker is a little bitty. By an affidavit by Walter Hott, that thing is only like 12 to 15 foot, not quite as wide, and about 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
This thing left truckloads of crap. So that couldn't be it.
That couldn't be it.
And then they got the Jim Ragsdale up on the side of the Capitan Mountains, was actually due south of where the Roswell, the one with the Corona debris field.
Yeah.
But they say it may have landed over there. Well, that thing over there, by affidavit, by Jim Ragsdale, that thing is only about 20 foot in diameter, pretty much intact. It had a crack in it, and he was able to get in the crack there and look at the 4 dead aliens. Wow. And so it wasn't that one, because there wasn't truckloads of crap missing.
This is obviously another one,
yeah.
Correct?
And there's another one also. There's 3 that I'm going to say that happened at the same time by eyewitnesses.
Is this like July of 47?
July the 4th.
July 4th, right.
The night of July the 4th.
So 3 crashed that night?
Yeah, but and just seconds apart.
Wow.
The one north of Roswell, about 40 miles. The one there by Corona, which is about 80 miles northwest. And then Jim Ragsdale is 53 miles due west.
Wow.
By affidavit, no, not affidavit, by eyewitness. There were 3 flashes. This mother and her 2 kids were going from Carlsbad to Vaughn in the middle of the night, and they saw a major flash that lit up the desert and the distant mountains. Wow. It was that big. I mean, it was a hell of a flash. So what I'm going to say is, I don't know what in order, so I'm just going to put them in an order. That the first one was the one that made the hot Corso.
Yeah.
It flared up, went out, and crashed.
Yeah.
The one there by Corona, it flared up and crashed.
Yeah.
But the one that Jim Ragsdale fly, affidavit, the thing lit up like a welder's torch, and then they saw it coming at them towards the Capitan Mountains.
Yeah.
And it was whenever he got over close to the mountains, it was making a hell of a noise. But whenever he's popping wires together as the electrical
Yeah,
short out,
yeah.
well, that's what it was doing.
My God.
Because these things make their own power.
Yeah.
Somehow. That's my goal in life is
Find
know how.
out. Yeah.
But it's making all that power and it's shorting out and it's making a hell of a noise. And he thought, Jim and his girlfriend thought he was going to hit him. But I've been to that site there and it clipped off the tops of the trees and then crashed there by these big rocks. And now the trees are like, the stumps are there, but you can look right from those rocks right out to the north there. I mean, it happened.
You could see.
Yeah, you can just see right out through where that sucker knocked off the
trees
and died. And then they died, but they're there.
The stumps are still
Yeah.
there.
And
Wow.
so that was the three that happened.
Now, which one was the 100-footer? The last one?
No, the second one.
The second one.
Yeah, by Corona.
Okay.
Because it came in and made a ditch. Some
Big
people
ditch,
say
yeah.
it didn't, but it had to have made a ditch.
Yeah.
Had to have. Because some of these idiots say they went together and one of them went over by Socorro and one of them crashed there by Corona. Impossible that two of these suckers went together. For one thing, they were shot down. Also, the one there by Corona and the one by Socorro happened 2 days apart.
Wow.
But it had to go down and touch ground and never knocked off some of the bottom. It's made a fan of these parts and pieces going out, fanned out, and then it's about a couple hundred yards long, 3/4 of a mile in length.
Wow.
That's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of this stuff in there, and these, like the pieces we have from the one over by Socorro,
Yeah.
we've got pieces all the way from a penny.
And you guys walked around and found these pieces in that site, right, or no?
Yeah, we found some of them on the ground, but we dug up some, but every damn piece that we have went on, except for the big ones. Every piece we have went on that crap. There's a piece was not torn up in the crash.
Wow.
Because every damn edge. Well, what this right here, right here.
Tape,
Yeah, better get this one. Every damn edge has turned over and creased.
Wow.
We had that shit for 2 years playing with until we found out that sucker was absolutely
Flat.
I mean, there's
You
absolutely
couldn't even tell there was a crease there until you looked
like
at it.
whenever you do this right here. See that big old bulb?
Yeah.
Well, this shit is absolutely flat.
My
But
God.
they're not square at all. I mean, somebody put some time in building these pieces.
Really?
It had to have been by machine, but because they're just, it's just not a square or anything.
Wow.
But they turn every damn edge over. And that's exactly what, every damn one of them.
Now, do you have pictures of these
Oh
pieces?
yeah, they're just on my website.
Oh,
Very
really?
well. Yeah.
Wow.
He showed them to me. I held them in my hands.
Really?
Did you bring the pieces with you or not?
I didn't bring any
Oh,
with me
that's
this
all right.
time, no. But it's on my website. Actually, my website gives an address to Ken Lima's site.
Yeah.
And Ken Lima is a disabled vet out in California. His hobby is meteorites.
Yeah.
So he had this website with meteorites on it, and then he's got an interest in my metals and stuff, and he's putting the pictures of them on his site.
Wow.
So just go from my site to his site, and there it is. Got all kinds
It looks
of
like
pictures.
aluminum, kind of.
Yeah.
But it's not aluminum. It's just,
Well,
it's
no,
hard
it
to
is
explain.
aluminum.
Is it aluminum?
Yeah, it averages right at 95% aluminum,
Oh.
Wow.
but in the 80s to more than 95. But for aluminum foil to be foil, to get out of the factory, it has to be 99.5% aluminum or better. But they got that 0.5% there, just fly specks or whatever. But 99.5, we have none of it 95. 99.5.
It's all 95.
It averages about 95.
Yeah.
But some of them are down in the 80s, some of them are 86 and 87. But what is so most interesting about it, at the micron size, you can see big old particles of iron.